even though banks are closed.
Aloha, everyone. It is Monday. We're here with another episode of the Maui Hot List Hulahan. I've heard that it is a sort of holiday today, but some people are open, some are closed. Mr. Indigenous over here, Jonny Brath. What do you got to say about this? What are you feeling?
Well,
What are you thinking?
guys like me used to celebrate this as Columbus Day, and it seemed like it was a very innocuous type of holiday. However, we're in a new world, so I am an Indigenous person, so I will celebrate that this is also an Indigenous Peoples Day here. So just celebrated with a little bit of surf today. Kicked it off with the first big banger of a north swell for the winter season. Supposed to get bigger throughout the day. So that's what I'm celebrating. I guess
That's a
the
good way to
banks are
honor Mr.
closed.
Columbus. He
There it
was
is.
surfing his way all the way to America in
He was.
1492, right?
There it is. It's interesting, dude. I was in I was on a trip with my father, and we were in Micronesia. This was when I was in college, and there was actually a group sailing a scale replica of one of Columbus's boats. I can't remember which one it was. Pinto, Santa Maria, I forget the other one. But anyway, I got to go on it. Super cool. Just kind of a random additional experience to this other experience. So
Yeah, well, right on. How does this,
yeah.
I know you were kind of getting into it. I interrupted you. How does this impact Maui real estate in terms of what's available and what's open on a particular holiday?
Well, so it's interesting. Title companies are open today, so they are going about business as usual. However, banks are not. So if you were needing to wire some funds or anything like that, you wouldn't be able to do so today. So I just found it interesting because normally title companies follow the banks as well. Not
Absolutely.
the case. So
On some of these more nuanced holidays, June 19th and Columbus Day, it seems to be a little bit of maybe we're open, maybe we're not. Have you heard of Bureau of Conveyances? Are they open today? Are they
that I'm not sure. I did see that there was
right?
some closings today, so that would confirm that perhaps they are.
They're open.
Um,
So they're
so
they're not fans of the indigenous people, I guess.
I guess not. Anyway, let's jump into the hot list, shall we?
We shall.
All right. I've got a little bonus section today, Danny. Once we're done with the actual hot list, I'm going to take us through it just can't be true priced property. So stick
Sounds
around
interesting.
for that there, gang. Let me go to my screen and let's blow this up a bit so people can actually see. And let's jump right in. Righty. So Anapuni Loop tells me we're at Lani Keha up at Ka'anapali Hillside. Lani Keha is the newest section of Ka'anapali Hillside. It is ultra secure. You have to go through the Kapalua Golf Estates gate first, and then you have to go through the Lani Keha gate. It has an absolutely gorgeous clubhouse facility with a great zero-edged pool and an amazing workout facility that I don't think anybody ever goes to use, quite frankly. Why is this lot up there 2.25 million? Well, it's literally an acre, which is very rare for Kaanapali Hillside. So this one is active. It's been active for 266 days. Just to show you how we do it here in Maui, guys. This seller and agent feels that this property is still gaining in value because the original list price was 1,835 and the current is 2.25. Only market that I know of that does that.
Such an interesting nuance. I've never heard or
It
seen it
is
anywhere before. I mean, we're talking $500,000 more than the original list price, and
just
still
Maui.
listed.
Yep. Tell me you're motivated to hold on to this without telling me
I'm
you're
motivated
motivated
for
to hold
money,
on.
man. Give me more of it. 500,000 more, please. That's what you get
There
for
we
waiting
go.
to buy my property.
That's it. You better jump on it quick, guys. The price continues to go up. Honokai tells me we're in Ma'alaya. That's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, still currently vacation rentable. But as we've discussed, if the mayor gets his way, there are no hotel zone properties that we know of in Ma'alaya. So $499. This has been on the market for 101 days. Started that about $40,000 higher, and we've reduced it now to $499. It is a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. A10 is the unit number. Looks like it is on the ground floor. Does have a ductless air conditioning unit. Maintenance fees $1,205. So not sure if it tells us. Nope, it does not tell us what you get for the maintenance fees there. I'm going to venture a guess, Danny, that it includes water, sewer, and trash at the bare minimum. And why do you
Exterior
think that?
maintenance
There you go,
and
exterior maintenance and
insurance.
insurance. So those would be the core coverings of any AOAO. Would you agree, Danny?
Very accurate.
So a lot of people know homeowners association fees. So HOA is something that everybody understands. Here on Maui, we use the technical term AOAO, which stands for Association of Apartment Owners. So we're looking at apartment owner fees, very, very much the same as HOA, but it's not a home. So the core inclusions for HOA fees are exterior maintenance, grounds maintenance, exterior insurance, water, sewer, and trash. Water, sewer, and trash are difficult to kind of partition up per owner. And so that's why they're always included there. You can't have a separate water meter here for each person. So that's why those are typical inclusions. You start getting some complexes that add some additions. I've seen some that are common to have basic cable and internet. They get a deal from Spectrum, who is one of our more popular, internet suppliers, cable suppliers here. So the entire complex enjoys, a discount if everybody is involved there. So that's where you sometimes see that. And then there are certain hotel zoned complexes or just some complexes which will include electricity. And that's because each one of the units are not individually metered. So I have seen some complexes where they then move to being individually metered. Valley Isle is one that comes to mind. So then electricity is no longer included. Now it's going to be an owner cost. So anything you
Absolutely.
want to add to that there, Danny?
Yeah, one other nuance we have seen on some of the newer developments, a la Kamalani, they put in fiber optic internet, so
There
their
you
HOA
go.
fees do include fiber optic, just internet, no cable. So super high speed. It is really, really fast for Maui, where most places are maybe 8 megabytes a second. Fiber optic is in the 200 range. If you want to speak tech and nerdy for anyone out there.
There
And
you
then
go.
when it comes to the basic cable internet, it's basic. It is sufficient for most people. And then some people like to add on to that in certain sports channels or certain events, certain cable channels that are not included in the basic. But the basic covers most. I mean, you got ESPN, CNN, Fox News, everything, TBS, basically everything that most people watch.
There you go, my man. So something that we've definitely been watching maintenance fees do is they have gone up quite a bit for apartment complexes because, again, one of the inclusions is that exterior insurance, and insurance has gone up quite a bit here because of the fires and some of the natural disasters there. So appreciate that commentary, Danny. Kauhale Makai. This is apartment zoned as well in kind of what I consider north central Kihei, if you would. Love that it's set back a bit from the ocean. No chance of dealing with sea level rise in our lifetimes that I know of. We're looking at a 1 bedroom, 1 bath there. 675 gets you that view. 1,398. Let's call it $1,004 for the maintenance fees there. That is a beautiful view of the west side of Maui there that we're looking at. All right, got a single family detached home here for 4.8 million in Wailuku, but it is in Wailuku Country Estates. That's one of the nicest neighborhoods in Wailuku, in my opinion. It is zoned agriculture there, so we're looking at a couple of acres. This is 4,643 square foot for the main house. That's a 6 bedroom, 4.5 bath. But then there's an additional detached 2 bedroom, 1 bath, just shy of 1,000 feet. So looking at a bit of a compound here. One thing that I will make notice, of a lot of people know that we talk about being able to CPR certain properties, condominium property regime, in the HOA docs for Wailuku Country Estates. You are not allowed to do that here. So compounds will remain large, and they'll just continue to escalate in value because it's always going to be a compound. I like the neighborhood a lot.
Question we always ask: what do you think of the first picture?
Yep. Danny, I don't know, man. I don't know why. I mean, these places have beautiful views, but you're just kind of starting me off in the living room, right? So 2024, they did some inclusions there, some upgrades. Looks like maybe the flooring. Looks like a beautiful space, but man, I kind of want to see what the outside looks like before we jumped in there. There's a beautiful harbor view. Definitely looks like they like to work out underneath their lanai. Even put a TV there. Looks like a beautiful home, man. Boom. Maybe that's the picture I would have started with. What say you, Danny?
Yeah, I think so. Show off those 7 carport spaces that they're
Oh,
advertising. 3-car
yeah.
garage. If you're a car collector, you like to race up and down that North Road.
What's your preference for starting these pictures out, Danny? Because I know you and I are picture snobs here.
Yeah,
How do you like to start
here's
things out?
my MO. I like to start with the absolute best photo you have of the bunch. Whatever it
Okay.
is, the most appealing feature, look of the home is what I like to start with. I want to draw
Okay.
people in, give them something worth looking at. And then from there, we're going to bring you on a little tour through the house. We're going to go through the
Okay.
front door. We're going to show you the different rooms, each room step by step in a sequential order that makes sense, like you're walking around it. And then I'm going to
Mm,
finish by bringing you outside of the house, zooming out with the drone view, kind of showing the context, the neighborhood, any of the amenities, if it's a condo or that sort of thing, and then finish at the end with something maybe informational. Sometimes we have floor plans, stuff like that. So that's kind of how I
I
look at
love
it.
it. I'm with you there, Danny, right? I mean, the job of the marketing is to draw people to wanting to take a look more in depthly at the home. But our jobs as marketing agents, right, is to be able to still give people a clear idea of what they're potentially looking at and having it make sense in the way that you're touring the home through the pictures, because that's what pictures are, right? It is a tour of the home.
Yeah,
Appreciate
let's
that
start the
there,
question
Danny.
to our viewers. When you seen the first picture of this property before Johnny clicked through it,
Yeah.
let's go
What'd you
real
think?
quick to the end. Would you skip on by, or would you be curious to keep looking? Let us know in the comments.
I mean, that's a $4.8 million home there, and I'm looking at like I'm sitting somewhere in a living room. Love the dissection there, Danny. Ah, here's our friend. I remember when he used to live close by here, Danny, at South Point at Waiakoa. We're looking at an
Sure did.
upstairs unit, so there is no yard here. South Point typically does, when you get a 2-bedroom, it does come with 2 parking spots. What's unique is that they're tandem parking spots. So just a little aside there from South Point. One other unique feature about South Point is that on the perimeter, there's some actual single family homes that are still technically condos. So I think there's one that's listed right now, sub $1 million. So you're buying a detached home basically with all the amenities of a condominium, the exterior maintenance, insurance, etc. That's well priced there, man, at $549 for a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Fees there, $568.39. Still some of the more affordable ones that I'm seeing. Got another option here for Honakai at $525. This is the 3rd day on the market there. Still $1,205. You can definitely see how sea level is kind of pushing that beach around there. So that's one thing that I'm a little concerned about with Honakai. And I do remember some sinkholes being involved there. Kihei Shores, love the location here. I mean, you are right next door to Camp Sands. What is it? Maui Kamole on the other side, across the street from Cam 3 Beach, Kamole 3 Beach, and you are right at the doorstep of Wailea. Now, this is a high density complex. There's lots of buildings, so the maintenance fees do get spread out a bit. We're looking at a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. That's on the first floor, so not that funky basement. Still $1,053 for maintenance fees for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath there, Danny. So how do you feel about Kihei Shores?
Little
Go
pool
ahead.
at the complex as well.
Yeah,
It's a small little pool, but it's something nice. But the real selling feature is really the location.
it
Down the
really is.
driveway, and you're at Cam 3 Beach. I mean, there's hardly a better beach on the island, you could say. And
Agreed.
next door, as we like to kind of compare property, vacation rental next door at Cam Sands for a 2-bed, you're well in the upper 900s, maybe a million two, depending on where it's located. So
Agreed.
value play if it's a second home or looking for your first sort of condo on Maui.
Go. And Kihei Shores does boast a rare jacuzzi or spa. Righty. K90 Kai. So we're at Molokai on the west side here. Yes, that's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath for $279, guys. Right on the grounds there of what used to be the Sheraton. Still about 25 minutes from Kaunakai, the town there. This is right next door to one of the longest beaches on Molokai called Papahaku. And just a quick word about Papahaku. A lot of people don't know this, but Waikiki really isn't a sandy beach, and occasionally it is needed to be fortified with sand. And they've come and they've drugged some away from Papahaku Beach there. So maintenance fees still a bit high, $726.76. $279 gets you a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo, though, guys.
Johnny, real quick before we go
Yeah,
on,
brother. Talk to me, brother.
give me the quick pitch on why someone should consider living or buying something on Molokai.
I mean, if you really, really like the Fortress of Solitude aspect of living, you do not want to have a lot of tourism around you. You really enjoy Hawaiian culture because Molokai is the birthplace of hula. That's why you would invest in Molokai. Molokai has been on purpose about not really attracting a lot of tourism over there. And quite frankly, it's because they've watched what's happened to other islands. And, to their point, man, it has kept prices down quite a bit on Molokai. And you and I can know that because we can reflect on how values have shot up quite a bit on Lanai, right? Lanai's got like maybe 1,000 people living there. You're looking at old plantation homes that are pushing 900,000. Whereas on Molokai, you can still pick something up for 400,000. So, that's why Molokai is a real special place. It is not for everybody. And, I think the people on the island celebrate that. So
There
it
you
is a
go.
friendly
If
island.
that's enough reason. If
Yeah.
not, the last reason would be the hot bread. That would keep me there.
Oh, there you go, guys.
I'm
Right.
a
I used to
sucker
have
for
to go
bread. That stuff is good.
2 a.m. in the morning to score that. Now I hear 8 o'clock, you can go and get the hot bread, bro. So
Ooh.
love that. Here we are, Royal Kahana. Beautiful views of Molokai right there from Royal Kahana. Yes, it is Hotel Zone. We're looking at a studio on the 3rd floor. So that's an interesting first picture being ground level at the pool here. But we're looking at $595 for 431 square feet. Maintenance fees are $764.26. Royal Kahana does have a new special assessment to do some much needed repairs there. I want to say that the studio portion right around 12, 15,000. So just be aware of that there. We've talked about Royal Kahana quite a bit, has underground parking, does have a gym area there, and then the hotel zoning. Anything you want to add, Danny?
No, I think we gave them a lot of airtime at Royal Kahana the last week or two.
We
So
do, huh?
let's give
Here we
someone
go.
else the mic.
The airtime. So we're looking
Yep.
at a remodeled South Point at Waiakoa, and they really love the kitchen because we're leading with a kitchen view there.
I mean,
So
kind of an interesting kitchen. I've never seen one laid out like this, where they went across the whole wall with an island. I mean,
kind of looks
usually it's
like
a bit of an L
shiny, like
shape or a U
yeah,
shape, but yeah.
big island, almost looks metallic for those the cabinets there. I agree, man. So 11205, it is upstairs, so there is no yard there, but 595 gets you 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. Still those 568 maintenance fees. Keala o Wailea. So 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Keala o Wailea is located right at the Merrimans. Am I correct there, Danny? Or I'm sorry, the Monkey Pod by Merrimans.
Monkey Pod, yep. Over
That's
there,
it.
right
So
at the beginning of Wailea.
got a killer sushi joint there now. OAO. Wow. There's also that new People and Paws pharmacy. So you've got a pharmacy for dogs and humans over there, or animals and humans. Got Monkey Pod, got a killer pita joint there, and you could have this 2 bedroom, 2 bath condo with that gorgeous view right there. Make it a second home or your personal residence. 1248 square feet, so it lives large. 1511 for the fees there. Let's see if they give us a peek at what the fees give us. Nope, don't have it. Moving on there, Danny. Oh, Lokia Street. So Waikuli lot. It's a larger lot, 0.24 acres, so a quarter acre. Looking at that guy right there. You know, if you go 2-story, maybe you get yourself some nice views. Just don't know what's going to go in front of you there. How you feel about that price there, Danny, for a Waikuli lot?
Seems a little on the high side to me.
You know, I've watched that one on Ainakea. There's two there in the sevens. Those haven't moved. I get that this is a little bit larger. Feels aspirational to me. Let's keep an eye on it. Haleonaloa, pricing like nothing's happening with the Minatoya list. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It is on the first floor, unit 111, priced at $749, maintenance fees of $1312. But at least you're giving me a view of the complex there. So Haleonaloa is these two buildings here, but the trophy units are the ones right there. Would you agree, Danny?
Absolutely.
Those are the ones
The
there,
rare
guys. And then
unicorns.
that's it. And then would be these here. And then a lot of people would argue the upstairs units there as well. So gives you a little view. So these would be the highest price. These would be the second highest priced. Value ones would be something like ones that are right over here. Moving on past that guy, we got Wailea Palms. Wailea Palms is zoned apartment, so potential for them reverting back to residential. That's a huge space, man. 1,700 square feet, 2 bedroom, 3 baths. You could have somebody cruising out here in the living room and have their own private bath. Built in 92, but refurbished in 2019 for $3 million. First day on the market. We're going to have to keep an eye out on that one there, Danny. I don't know, man.
That'll be an interesting one. You don't see too many with that size, that
I
layout, that
know.
floor plan.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it looks like a gorgeous unit, you know, and as a second home, I mean, almost 1,700 square feet. I just don't know about the $3 million. Reason why I say that is I know that there's some neighborhoods in Wailea where you can actually have a house for that kind of money. Maybe you have to do a little bit of work. Haleakala Shores. So we're back in that Kamole 3 beach area. This sits adjacent to Camp Sands, but on the other side of Kihei Shores. So we're in the B building here. These live larger, 1,048 square feet. Man, it's been a long time since I see one for that price there, Danny. Especially one that has had some upgrades done. Fourth floor, so you're at the top, gives you a little bit of some vaulted ceilings there. Still technically vacation rentable, but they are zoned apartment, just like Camp Sands is, quite frankly. So jury's out on what's going to happen to those. Still a great
always had
price, man, for a
people
2 bedroom.
always had people kind of wishy-washy on these because of the lack of like a true separation of space from the bedroom.
Just have that shoji door there is always kind of
Yeah,
interesting, isn't
it's
it?
like it's kind of nice, but it's also like it really kills the privacy for some
Yep.
people.
You know, it's supposed to kind of give it more of a open feel, right? But I'm with you, man. Just kind of feels funky and not so private there. Alrighty, Boardwalk got canceled. Oh, bummer, dude. Well, I can update our client with that one. I really like that unit too, dude. That was a good one. Kihei Villages, they canceled this guy here after 69 days on the market. I mean, they priced it right, I feel, but just didn't fly off the shelf there. Man, the fees keep going up there at Kihei Villages. 826 now. Moving on past there, Ka'ai Road here in Wailuku. Canceled this guy after 44 days on market. Nobody wanted to pick this guy up here, 1216 square feet, even though it was on 1.2 acres. Still didn't make sense. So it's in Wai'ehu at the river mouth is what that neighborhood is. Interesting. Hollyway, so this is 5 acres for $1,450,000. That's vacant land. Let's see if it came with, no, so it's on private water in Kula Meadows, but after 2 days on the market, no price reductions, they took her down. So this one here was interesting. This is in front of my childhood home, which is the Heights up here on Molokai, Iliahi. This is Molokai Shores here, and you're looking at $1,500,000 for 7 acres of ocean front there, but no takers after almost, or that is 2 years on the market there. So they never backed the price down, or they did, $1,900,000, brought it down to $1,500,000. You were looking at 11 lots total there, but nobody's seeing the opportunity. Wailea Fairway Villas, dude, that's what took it. Took it back below $1,000,000 and sold it. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1217 for the maintenance fees. These are strictly residential, but I'm a fan. Kind of like a little hidden value gem for Wailea, in my opinion. Ooh, this one's been on the market and multiple price reductions, but nice to see that one moving. I do like this Kamali'ilina neighborhood there, Danny.
Good spot, good location. It's really quaint.
Yeah. Wailuku Heights, dude, 2.8 million for that guy, 4262 square feet. Goes pending in 20 days. Tells me they probably got something fairly close to that. So well done with the pricing strategy there. I do like Wailuku Heights. Started to be built back in the 80s. Commands some incredible views. You get views of the ocean. You get views of Haleakala. That was a good home there. So well done on the pricing for that guy. So Danny, this one, what do you feel about this first picture? Because for me, it does kick it off. This is like a lifestyle photo for me. What say you?
Yeah, if you're into the pool, that really draws the attention. For me, maybe a little dark,
Yeah,
that
Twilighty.
twilight, but that's just me.
It kind of had that high-end feel, man. And we're looking at 14 days on market. This is still in Kihei, right there on Kilohana. So that literally is at the border of Kihei and Wailea. But well done, man. In escrow,
It worked.
3,307.
14
So there
days and
you
under
go.
contract. So the picture must have drawn someone in.
Got the ladies of town advertising. They got that one pending there. We got this one pending here in Molokai. There it is. You can buy a house for $479. We got Haleakala Gardens sold, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 565 was the sold price there. So did a little bit of negotiating. That was a cash deal, and look at that, Danny. Closed that baby in 14 days, dude. Cash moves at the speed of cash. We got here a single family with attached ohana in Haiku. That was 1440 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The attached ohana was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. Ended up bringing 1445 for $1,445,000 after initial list price of $1,895,000. There is the Haiku ubiquitous over 2 acres. So fairly common to have at least a couple acres there in Haiku. Looking at another nice home here in Kihei. So Waiakoa Kai Estates in the North Kihei area. Listed for $1,300,000, 28 days on market, 1446 square feet with a pool. Look at this one, Danny. Brought just a shade over the list price, $21,000. These guys closed for cash in 3 weeks. Have a nice day. A little bit of a bidding war there. Looking at Mauna Loa Plantation up there in Makawao upcountry. This is on 2 acres here, 2426 square feet. That's a nice looking palm lined driveway with beautiful views there. 3.295 was the list. How about you take 2.65 for cash? They said okay. And that, folks,
Right,
is the
that
power
offer.
of
Wow.
cash. Yep, you just don't know these days, man. Got another one closed here in Haiku. This one only on half an acre, Danny. 1776 square feet for a 3-bedroom, 3-bath with an additional 1-bedroom, 1-bath. But man, almost brought all the money in cash sale too. 1,725,000. Last one here, Kulamanu. This is vacant land, 0.43 acres. That is up in Kula, and it brought 570 after being listed for 698. So that, Danny, ends the Hulahan portion. But
A
can
lot
you
of
see
cash in
what
the
I just?
market.
There
A lot of
was.
cash in the
Can you
market.
can you see what I switched to though here, Danny? There it is.
I
So
see $100,000 house. Tell me more. This looks like
brother,
an interesting deal.
I know I was noticing a lot of our potential clients that are in our database, if you would, couldn't help but take a look at this one here. So I had to enlist my sister, the attorney, because of this word right here. Remainder man. What are we bidding on? Well, you are bidding on a court-ordered sale for the remainder man position in a fee single-family home encumbered by a life estate. Oh, the nuances of Maui real estate, Danny. So in a nutshell, 2 men own this property. One man was a single man. The other man was a married man. The married man granted the single man a life estate, which means the single man can live in this property until he passes away. And what would you potentially be bidding on? Because yes, you are bidding. This is not going to sell for 100,000. It's going to sell for whatever people bid on it. So you are bidding on the other person that's not living there. You are bidding on that portion. So you will not be the sole heir and sole owner of this property. The life estate person still has a vested interest, and he could leave this to multiple heirs on his side. You are looking at purchasing that other person's portion. Does that make sense, Danny?
Yes and no.
Yes. Well said.
Yes and no. Yes,
That's
and
it,
I
man.
feel like I just got stumped by looking at $100,000 property. I was ready to send you the money.
Yes, indeed. That is a maybe. It is a maybe as to when you could potentially enjoy a portion of this. I think in the end, this thing gets sold, and that's what you end up actually bidding on is a portion of that sale.
So is this it's not you're not buying like a percentage of the ownership, right? This is
You would, because there are
it
2
is.
owners.
So it's a
Yeah,
50% ownership basically.
that's what you're looking at getting yourself involved in. But the funky thing is like I mentioned, there's another person, right? And he's got his own estate. So he could leave it to multiple heirs. When you got multiple owners in a property, it's hard to do things with the property unless everybody gets involved. A lot of times it just ends up being sold. So, hey, maybe you end up making a good investment. You just don't know how long your money's going to be tied up, what's going to happen. There's
Or
still a mortgage
maybe
on
it's
this.
more of a gamble. I know we're headed to Vegas next week. I'm not a gambling man. If you're a gambling man, this could be $100,000 gamble that could turn into something cool, or it could turn into your worst nightmare.
That is how risk works, and that is how investment works, though, Danny. But I got to tell you, 100,000 for a perfectly good home in Kula gets people's attention. So
Sure
that's the scoop
does.
there, guys. Yep. So quick recap on the AOAO fees or the apartment fees for a condo. Typically going to include exterior maintenance, exterior insurance, grounds maintenance, water, sewer, and trash. Some complexes, newer complexes like Kamalani, may include fiber optic internet. And then some of the properties, and there's not a lot of them left, but some include all of the fees. I can think of Mahana, Kaanapali Shores, where electricity is included as well. And the reason why I wanted to answer that so succinctly is because we had somebody make a comment on the channel, and we're so grateful. Just wanted to make sure that we covered that correctly.
Absolutely. So if you're watching this, if you made it all the way through, however long this ended up being, you have a question, you have a comment, you have something you want us to explore in Maui real estate, drop the comment, send us a private message, whatever you want, and we will address it in our next episode.
We really celebrate comments. We think it's a big
Good
deal.
fun.
So
It's good
super
fun.
grateful.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like talking to you, but sometimes it's nice to have some additional voices in this conversation.
Well, I talk a lot, so there's the problem.
There we go. Well, until Wednesday, until next time, gang. Appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you on the Hump Day edition of the Hulahan.
Double shakas. Let's hope I don't
Aloha.
drown. If I'm not here on Wednesday, I went surfing. It was too big.